So there was this massive highway going through the desert. Along this highway there was this city, and outside the city was this old man who used to sit there and just kind of sit at the gate and watch people come and go. And a traveller came along and came up to this old man, started approaching the city, sees the old man there and says to him, "What are the people like in that city? You know, what are the people like in there?" And the old man says to him, "Well, what were they like in the last city you're at?" And the traveller says, "Oh, they were greedy, cheats, nasty, lying, stealing people. Very, very, very bad people, really." So the old man says to him, "Well, they're pretty much the same here." So the traveller just goes in anyway. Another traveller comes along and asks the old man, "What are the people like in this city?" And the old man says to him, "Well, what were they like in the last city you're at?" And he said, "Well, they were really quite cooperative, kind, friendly, generous, warm people, very hospitable. Amazing people, really." And the old man says to him, "They're pretty much the same here." And the third traveller comes along, number 3, third one that day, and he sees the old man there and he greets him and he just smiles and says good morning. And they chat about the weather and this and that and stock prices and sport for a little while, and then the traveller just goes into the city. Now the first traveller, who expected everyone was going to be nasty, was actually quite surprised when he found some of the people to be friendly. And this was a bit of a shock to him. The second traveller, who expected everyone to be good, was very disappointed when he actually got robbed, because there were some bad people in that city. And that threw him into a little bit of a confusion. The third traveller, who didn't ask any questions, who just went in, he wasn't disappointed, he wasn't elated and filled with joy when the people were really nice. He just kind of experienced it all. He just kind of strolled through, met people, experienced the city for exactly what it was, and he had a good time. Felt quite peaceful, because he didn't have any expectations. Now the first 2 travellers, I really feel like that's been me for a lot of my life. I spent a lot of time being very certain about things, a lot of time making my mind up about things and having very fixed positions, you know, investing my belief into certain things. And what I've found more and more is that the more I listen to other people and what they say, the more that just kind of comes true. You know, whoever we listen to, whatever our experience has been, whatever we want it to be, we'll just listen to those people who tell us what we want to hear a lot of the time. That sets us up for this thing called confirmation bias, which you can look that up. It's basically just whatever you believe coming true. But the third position of the third traveller, which is really quite scary, is uncertainty. And as human beings, we'll do almost anything we can to get rid of this feeling of uncertainty. You know, on a belief level, on an existential level. You know, we seek excitement in adventure sports and, you know, sport and travel and all these other things and relationships. We seek certain bits, little bits of uncertainty, but when it comes to the really big stuff, we really struggle with that. But when you embrace uncertainty and you're okay with it, you allow yourself to accept the fact that you can never 100,000% be sure, really, of anything, which is terrifying. This happens to be where I find myself right now. If you can ride out that terror and you can just kind of walk through life open to whatever it is that may present itself to you, and completely okay with that, you'll experience a sort of peace that has been called being, has a lot of different names for it. But the first 2 positions of like having, doing, and just being very fixed and being very sure, you're just going to keep confirming that, and it's going to set you up for expectation, disappointment. But if you can just be open, keep an open mind, not carry the baggage of your past, then you're going to experience a greater dimension of experience in life, which is kind of where I'm at now. It's actually very difficult. It's a very difficult place. But as I'm continuing to move in this direction of being okay with uncertainty, it's opening up new possibilities. It's allowing me to experience things in a much deeper way. And I really feel like I'm being a lot more, which is supposedly a position of great peace, which I'm moving towards. I'm getting little glimpses of it, but it's pretty difficult. But yeah, I just encourage you, if you're in a position where your life has been very dictated by expectations, what other people have told you, step out into that unknown, step out into that fear, step out into that uncertainty, and you might be pretty surprised at what you find. Hope you're all having an amazing day. Coming to you live from the beautiful Port Macquarie, the land of sunshine. Talk to you later.